I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious.
The difference between college sports and high school sports, mainly football, is the dedication and the time you put it in the classroom and on the chalkboard. I mean, it's so much more than just the game itself. It's so much detail that goes into it that you don't really realize till you get to that level. Like, you think that football or that sport is a season. It's not really a season. When it gets to that level and, you know, you playing in front of 70, 80,000, you know, people, it's all year long, 365 days a year. You got spring ball, you got winter workouts. You know, when the season come around, that's like, you know, your reward. But it's so much more that goes into it, so much game planning, so many different defenses, offenses. It's so much more mental preparation at that level than it is at the high school level. So to me, that's the biggest difference from college football and high school football is also the difference in speed and the strength. You know, you're dealing with kids versus men. You know, guys who are benching 400 and 500 pounds and running 4.340s and 4.440s, especially if you go to a big university. You know, the physical level of it is at a whole nother level. You know, in high school, it's a game. You're playing a game, it's passionate, it's for your school, but it's a game. You know, guys are not really men. You don't really have men colliding into each other. So it's a whole nother level of strength and speed at the college level. Personally, what I think a coach is looking for, or a scout from a school, especially a big university, they're looking for that it factor, that intangible, and that work ethic. You know, talent is one thing. You know, a guy can run a 4.340, 4.440, but if he doesn't have work ethic, they probably know he's not gonna ever produce that on the field because it's so much more that goes into it. You have to qualify academically. You have to show up for class. There's a whole lot of things you got to do. You got to get your degree. And if a guy is not hungry, he doesn't have that it factor about him, 9 times out of 10, his talent's only going to carry him but so far. He probably won't even make it past his first or second year. Sorry to say that, but it's the truth. To me, the importance of nutrition and keeping up your body and your off-field, you know, exercises and stretching and yoga and balance, all of that's so much more important when you get to college versus high school. That's the only way you last through an 18-game season, depending on what conference you're in, if you got bowl games, whatever. You know, you're going into 15, 16, 17, 18 game seasons, and the only way you can maintain that is if you're doing the right things off the field, eating the right things, stretching, you know, constantly icing, constantly preparing and prepping your body for what you're going into because you're beating your body against some of the biggest and strongest athletes in the world. Whereas in high school, we eat McDonald's before a game and after a game. Nobody really thinks about that, but you would never do that at the top levels, never. Because you couldn't compete against the top athletes in the world, you know, with that type of nutrition in your body.
Listen to me, pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside. And something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever. Y'all spoiled. Some of y'all spoiled. Just bottom line. Your parents have done everything for you. You never had to do nothing for yourself. You're spoiled. We're going to keep it real tonight. Some of you are spoiled brats. Every time you ever got in trouble, somebody in your house got you out of it. Every time you've done something you're not supposed to do, people say, Eric, your mother's a tyrant. You're right. She kicked me out. You're right. She's mean, but she developed a man because she put me out there and said, you're going to have to grow up. And some of you have never learned to grow up. And so every time something get hard, you quit, you call mama. I dare you to take a little pain. I dare you. I dare you not to go home. Somebody said, I don't go home, I feel bad. Go through it. You ain't gonna die. At the end of pain is success. You're not gonna die because you're feeling a little pain. I'm not eating like I eat at home. That's why you're about to go to the next level, because if you keep eating like you ate at home, you'll keep being a boy or a girl. It's time to become man, woman. But I'm exactly where